everybody, and welcome to Jurassic World Evolution. I think I'm broadcasting, I don't really know, but yeah, I think I am. Hold on, let me just check. Yep, I am broadcasting. Okay, good. Well, this is basically my National Geographic version of Jurassic World Evolution. This is the Montana episode, so yeah, I have set it up. You guys will be able to vote in the comments what time period and what state I should do next, even what country. And it would be very lovely. I mean, I can choose any dinosaur in Jurassic World Evolution, and right now I'm just releasing all of the herbivores. As you can see, they're already getting pack alphas. Once all the herbivores are released and spend their jolly time, then I'm going to start releasing the carnivores. And as you can see, there's this little fence here. This is because inside this fence is the small dinosaur territory. The large dinosaurs don't really want to bother coming in here because the large predators think that the snacks are too small. And the small dinosaurs are scared of the large predator. So they stick in this territory. And the large predators don't really go past there either. Oh, are all 5 of my trikes released? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 5 Edmontosaurs and 3 Packies only released so far.
We are pleased to welcome our Triceratops to the park.
So yeah, I've almost released all the herbivores. I'm just going to let them live in harmony for a bit and then release in all the predators. So I'm just going to let them live in harmony, maybe breed a little bit, and then I'm just going to release the carnivores. Let her rip. Let the natural cycle begin. So far there are 5 Packies, 5 Edmontosaurs, and 5 Trikes. The Edmontosaurs, having the highest social and population limit, are going to indeed breed the fastest, and they will also die the quickest because they're just Edmontosaurs. I mean, look at how many of them are already there. The Trikes aren't going to breed very quick. I mean, they're already at their maximum social limit. So they won't breed very fast. They're strong. They don't really die very quick. The Packies are also at their maximum social limit, but will die very easily. So they might become extinct in this territory first, unless a new herd migrates. And I think that's all my dinos, except for my rapidly breeding Edmontosaurs, which I'm actually just going to release this next little flock of them, and then I will release my predators. Yeah, and this entire park is going to be very hard to monitor. Yeah, I know. All the Deinonychuses are already done. Everybody's ready to be released. But I'm just going to wait for this next batch of Edmontosaurs, and we should be ready to go on National Geographic, Jurassic World Edition. To study dinosaur behavior, we have to get up close. We have just placed this in the editing to show the separation between the territories. Okay, the Edmontosaur babies have just grown up. Now taking their first steps in adulthood. Seeing their herd for the first seeing their herd at an adult's perspective. As these babies are maturing, the predator arrives. Tyrannosaurus Rex, one of the most deadly predators of all time. And for the Pachycephalosaurs, as their life begins, so does their death, as the Deinonychus come into their territory.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome an Edmontosaurus to the park.
Already, the Tyrannosaur is hungry. But the Pachys and the Deinonychus it's going to be hard for him to find the Pachys, since they are very well hidden through these trees. As you can see, he's a bit hesitant, because he can smell them, but not see them. He is lonely, as you can tell. He needs a friend. But he has arrived on the scene of the Pachycephalosaurs, and is ready for his next meal, as the Pachycephalosaurs breed. And babies are born, and start the ascension towards adulthood. As the Deinonychus kills one of the parents. And as that happens, more Deinonychus come. As this one looks for food, he still cannot find it, for the trees hide it, but he can smell it, so he runs through the brush, the thick brush, and finds the Pachycephalosaurs feasting on their food.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome
As the dead body lies, ready to be eaten. The Deinonychus have a chat, strategizing for how hunting could go better, and how they might be able to take down the apex and steal his lunch, as the apex gets his next meal. But, as you know, the Edmontosaurs are breeding quite rapidly. That's why it's good that the alpha is hunting them, because they are breeding far too quickly.
Please stand by.
There are already more children growing up. And because of that, that is why the apex is sticking around. 3 creatures dead, 2 Pachys, 1 Edmontosaur. It has gotten quite brutal. The Pachys forced to exit their territory and scavenge for other sources of food and water, leading them right into the territory of the Deinonychus. As they find more sources of food, the herd gathers near. They found it. They found their next food source. Oh, an escape route from the Deinonychus. Well, so they thought. This is merely the Deinonychus' territory. Exiting their safe haven. Pachycephalosaurs know not to leave the tree, or it is too dangerous at some. As babies grow up, their numbers increase. And as one dies, another one grows up. There are only 2 Pachycephalosaurs left, or so the Deinonychus thought. But babies are maturing.
To welcome the Pachycephalosaurus to the park.
And the Deinonychus are still even in numbers to the Pachycephalosaurs. They don't live very long. And they don't have to be very long. Or at least but if they do breed, they have to be near the incubator. They have to be near the breeding grounds in order to breed. Otherwise, they breed in other breeding grounds. The breeding grounds. How many Pachys are left? The social is still not quite at max. But with the increased numbers,
Ladies and
the
gentlemen,
will
pleased to
be
welcome the Pachycephalosaurus to the park.
with their recent increase in numbers, With social numbers back at maximum, their herd is restored. As the Deinonychus regroup at their territory, trying to find a way to finally defeat, trying to re-strategize their hunts. They exit the trees and go into their own territory to re-strategize, as the Alpha quickly follows behind. As the Alpha Pachycephalosaur leaves in search of a new territory where the Deinonychus might not find them, they find another safe haven with more food waiting. He's migrated to a new haven, a new place to call home, with less of a threat. As the Triceratops hears the passing Tyrannosaur, they know it's only a matter of time before they are spotted and in need of evacuation. The Montosaurs are down in numbers, but they are still the largest herd in the area. It may be hard for them to survive, but they are still strong. The Montosaurs graze on their feet, as the Tyrannosaur closes in on the trikes. He closes in on one as it evacuates to the waters. Over here, there is no food, and they are away from their breeding grounds. And they may even battle amongst themselves for dominance as the Alpha. They stay away from their foe, who is guarding the food, and quickly finds them. He finds one out in the trees, unprotected, and slowly stalks it. The Deinonychus have escaped their territory, which is not good for them. This is their last stand. They try to escape and find bigger food. That has not helped. The Montosaur's numbers, or the Deinonychuses, they have such low numbers, and they are in a new territory, which means they are prone to disease. It is possible that a disease might have started to wipe out this land. As a new Pachycephalosaur grows up, and the day is still going, new chances arise. New chances for survival for the Deinonychus in this new land that is owned by the alpha predator, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. He is scaring them back into their new territory. He quickly scares one away from his watering hole and chases it. The Deinonychus have realized their fatal mistake as the T-Rex drives them apart. As they grow lonelier, they grow angrier and hasty. this one is looking for a drink. But that might not be a good idea. They've left their territory, their only home. And now that they have, other Deinonychus might follow. That is, unless something happens to stop them. The territory has fully boarded off after the recent brethren has left and never returned. They realized that it would not be a good idea to leave, and they closed off their territory, knowing to never leave. As more Montosaurs come, as the Montosaurs are dying faster than before, and breeding just as fast, keeping their herd at the maximum size. They are migrating away from the Deinonychus, it seems. But something else terrible is happening. A new apex is arriving from the east. A challenger, a rival to ours. It seems this new apex is a lot stronger. Let's look at his stats, shall we? As you can see, he is very strong. A worthy challenger. To ours. That will live far longer. This is an alpha ride, and he is arriving fast, and so is the extinction of the adults. As the babies grow up just in time, there are only 3 pachycephalosaurs left, and only 1 baby. So they know that they must breed again. Life is rough for these primitive species, but also interesting for us to observe. To find out more about the creatures of prehistoric times. But of course, it always has to come to an end. The pachycephalosaur numbers get too small, and they've run out of numbers. They may never come back, and the Deinonychus may be forced to leave their territory once and for all. As they run low in numbers, they realize they must breed in order to keep these pachycephalosaurs down, and in order to keep themselves happy. Or else, they might just snap.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased.
So, if they make it back to the breeding grounds, they could make another one. Or take over this one, which they have lowered the breeding of the pachycephalosaurs just to breed one of their own. And these monsters are breeding faster than ever, knowing that they have 3 predators on their backside. 2 of them relentlessly killing them. The herd has split up. Deinonychus are moving away from the herd. They have found easier prey in goats. Small creatures, small lizards and mammals live near the tyrannosaur territory. But not many. Very few small mammals live in tyrannosaur territory. As the Deinonychus sleep, waiting for the next meal, they grow hastier than ever, angrier than ever. Everything seems to be going perfect. But the monster numbers are increasing, even rapider than they had expected. There are too many monsters. This is a problem that only the predators can fix. But, as you know, the Deinonychus have their new food source, and are now using that as the primary. As new Alpha arrives. Remember the rival from earlier? He's here. He's roamed far and wide, and has found a glorious land to call his own. This is Tirade, or at least this is what we will call him. We need to start naming these characters. Our previous Alpha is Tirade, who now senses this rival's presence, as they are already beginning to engage. He's already hesitated at the arrival of this other Alpha. A rival Alpha, lurking in the shadows. Thailand. Let us see it first. And will not let this rival steal his home. But the rival retreats at the sight of him, thinking that they could share as new Deinonychus. The three Deinonychus here. The four have once again restored their happiness. But the two over here are growing further and further away from any breeding grounds and any sources of food. They are dying. They are angry. And they are hungry. And all they have are a few small mammals and reptiles to feed on, making it very hard for them to survive, as the rival Tyrannosaurus manages to enter the Deinonychus territory. Tirade is here. And so is a lone triceratops, trying to feast on some feeders nearby. Some food sources that it hadn't discovered earlier, but has just discovered, as this triceratops grows wary of the missing herd member, as tirade closes in. His social number has decreased. He's happy. He's grown farther from Tyler. He is still at his hunting grounds, hunting down the Edmontosaurs. The Deinonychus still have some food, but still that is a low number, a small amount. As the Edmontosaur numbers increase rapidly, it seems as if no force can stop their numbers from increasing. They are already getting angry. As Tirade kills a Pachycephalosaurus. This might just be the final. They realize that with such a large predator, they have no time to breed. And their numbers are running low, with only 4 left. As 2 trikes enter the area. If the Deinonychus' territory has been breached, they have realized that it is not safe. Which means that their territory border is no more. As their territory is no longer safe, the border is gone. There is no reason to stay hiding there if the danger is inside their territory too. As more and more Edmontosaurs come, more and more disasters come as well. As the storms get heavier, Tyler stays monitoring, making sure they know it's gone. But what he does not know is that water levels are rising, which is not good for him. Because since the water levels are rapidly rising, they may have a flood on their way. May have a flood on their hands, and they don't know how to get rid of it. As it rains, the water levels rise, covering what used to be not wet at all areas with a thick, wet landscape. All the water is rising. So I was right. It is a flood. It's swallowing their land. And destroying their food sources. The flood has made all the water in the area grow. It has also washed away a few trees. also means lowering the Pachycephalosaur's protection. Their safe haven. Now, as a gap. Tirade realizes his food levels have lowered. The Pachycephalosaurs are nearly extinct, but they have a new breeding ground. Their presence in the Deinonychus' breeding ground caused them to lay their eggs there, which means that new babies are born. With the three of them left, and Tirade not eating much, things are getting bad, especially with the recent floods and the recent split up of the trike herds. This is the battle of the alpha predators. Our two Deinonychuses come back to the Admontis, and their social number increases. Another Deinonychus has left the territory. Back in their normal territory, they are growing hasty with their lower numbers, as the Pachycephalosauruses have stolen their breeding ground. They take one of the spaces, whatever. They destroy one of the nests and use it as their own. Everything has gone haywire lately. The floods and everything else. Once these adult Pachycephalosaurs die, there will be nothing protecting the babies. And all that's left is one. Actually, yes, only one. Only one Pachycephalosaur remains. It will be very hard for it to survive, and if it dies, its species will go extinct. If the babies grow up in time, however, they will thrive. But it seems that time is running out. The babies are maturing quickly, but will they mature in time? These Pachycephalosaurs never live very long. About 3 to 5 years. Even though that's not their maximum lifespan, that is how long they live by the rapid death by carnivores. And the babies have grown up in time, which is good for the Pachycephalosaurs. It means that their species is revived. The last standing adult is no longer the last. If those babies hadn't grown up in time, they would all be dead, as Tirade and Tyler grow closer. They have a little encounter in the forest as they swap territory, but grow hastier of one another as Tirade turns around to defeat Tyler. Only one can remain. As Tirade emerges from the forest, he has a new goal: to take this land from its original alpha. I've been overcrowded by him and need to take it gone. He realizes that Tyler is fighting Triceratops and winning. But the man is a bird in this battle. Clues of will. shall fall.
We are pleased to welcome the Hacky 7.
That sounded like something from Transformers, but who cares? Oh man, I need to stop talking in that crazy accent. Tirade is growing wary and realizes he must eliminate his foes soon. As the Deinonychus' numbers increase, they become happier. With this new friend, he can finally calm down. But their numbers are still low.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are pleased to welcome the Deinonychus to the park.
And other migrating predators might be able to wipe them out. Because in Montana, other small, venomous predators lurk. By the way, guys, if you want to actually continue the Montana series, we can, or if you guys want to skip to a different country, please vote on that in the comments below. And also, vote on where you would want to go and what time period. Or you don't have to do a place, or you can just do a time period, or you can just do a place and no time period requirements. If the Deinonychus is here, split into 2 packs. They don't actually really split. It just looks like they split, sorry. Anyway, back to talking in this strange accent. The Edmontosaurs are splitting up, making their herd numbers in one area decrease, keeping them happy. But as these 3 move on, so does their breeding grounds. The new small carnivore begins. The new small carnivore begins to arrive. Something none of them might have expected. As you can see, this is all the dinosaurs we have available for this documentary. There are quite a lot of different species on this that can be the documentary. Only the ones that 100%, of course. But more small predators might arrive. Something unexpected could happen. The Deinonychus are growing older. At the age of 9, the original pack leader, the first Deinonychus, is one of the oldest creatures in the park ever to survive. Tyler is fighting Tirade, as Tirade wins its valiant battle for territory. The battle continues between the 2 apexes. One shall stand, one shall fall. Who will rule over the territory for the next generation? As Tyler begins to fall, Tirade stays healthy in this battle for dominance. I can clearly tell who is winning. Even one bite from Tyler will not be very fatal to Tirade. Another blow. Tyler is weak. Tirade is ready to finish him off. He delivers the killing blow. Tyler tries to fight back. He is taken down in the jaws of Tirade. Tyler has fallen. And Tirade now rules the land. This is his world now. At the age of 5, he is ready to rule this land. There is now no predator strong enough to to stop him. But there may be one. A long time ago, during the Jurassic period, as things were looking bad for a specific species, some found ways to survive. One Allosaurus has managed to survive the Jurassic period and is coming out of hiding to see what the heck is going on. But he is nowhere near strong enough to defeat Tirade, as this smaller, weaker predator begins to emerge from its hiding place and migrates closer to the territory. Tirade feasts on the body of the fallen alpha, who died at the age of 10. 10 years he had ruled over the territory, until Tirade killed him at an age 5 years younger. Tirade is the true king. But next time it rains, something might stop him, as the flood is still growing larger. He may not realize it, but his world is beginning to overflow. And from the recent increase in water and the recent death of Tyler, something has been unleashed. The disease level in the area has increased highly. No one knows what the source of the increase could be, except Tyler. He thinks the source of the increase might be from his phone, might be from the alpha. As the Pachycephalosaurus numbers decrease to 1, they cannot breed anymore. You cannot breed with a dead body. As this last Pachycephalosaur lays her 5 eggs, the 5 last hopes. If she dies, the baby dies as well. She is the last hope for her species' survival. If she could live through these tough times, the species will survive. But if she dies, there won't be any hope. As she searches for water, everything looks fine. As she drinks, she knows she needs to look after her eggs. If they mature, they will be the survival of her species. She is the last hope. We'll call her I think that's how you spell it. We'll call her Christine. Christine's the last hope for her species. That is, she thinks. But the recent increase, but the flood growing larger, her territory is being swallowed up. The flood is destroying her world. The water levels are rising. Breeding grounds are being destroyed by recent rise in water. And there is nothing the dinosaurs can do to stop it. The food as well is destroyed by the recent increase in the water levels. There is nothing they can do. As the water level rises, one lake overtakes another. The recent flood has caused many biological hazards, and now a rise in the ground is happening. Nobody knows how long the dinosaurs might have until their time is up. And the ancient predator has awoke finally from its slumber. It has survived the extinction of its species and is now opening its eyes to this new world, this new time period.
Pleased to welcome the Allosaurus to the park.
The T-Rexes and the Allosaurus' arrival point has not yet been touched with this recent increase in water, but much is being destroyed. And a new hazard is happening. The ground is beginning to shake at the Edmontosaurus territory. Something bad is happening. A sinkhole is forming, destroying their food sources. And it may destroy their breeding ground if it grows large enough. It's sinking deeply, destroying their homes, and nearly their breeding grounds. But their breeding grounds manages to survive the sinkhole. For now. But it has destroyed much of the food sources of the Edmontosaurus' previous territory, as they have left to the Triceratops' old territory. And the Triceratops have moved to the Edmontosaurs. They have lost much of their home, as the sinkhole has destroyed a lot. But there is still hope, right? Yes, there is, for the survival of Montana. And if the female Pachycephalosaur has survived, so has her species. But as her children grow up, finally, she is killed. As they finally reach maturation, and are finally ready to rise and step out of the nests. At that last moment. The ground is rumbling again. Something is happening in the sinkhole. It's destroying more of their food. And growing larger. Pulling in more and more things. Their breeding ground is holding strong. It's even destroying the water. This is the end of their breeding grounds, as it finally collapses. The sinkhole has destroyed their breeding grounds, as it pulls more into the giant hole. Nothing can escape it. Everything has been pulled in. And with recent shifting, large mounds began to form. With the recent movement of water, everything is set off balance. Environment is rapidly changing. And right in front of this breeding grounds, a large hill, a large bubble of water began to form. All the water from the flood is draining, which might seem good, but it might not. As the water is being drained away, it is all gathered up in this large bubble of land. It has saved another breeding. This evaporation. Or has it? It's impossible for them to lay their eggs on such a large hill. And with it rapidly rise, it destroys. And it does not manage to destroy a breeding ground, actually. The water bubbles are strong enough to lift up the breeding ground, that so many dinosaurs and so many nests make it too heavy. And eventually, a dinosaur will walk on this bubble, and it will pop. Or it is just a large bubble of water. As an Edmontosaurus begins to walk up this giant bubble, it begins to pop. The bubble is lowering and spreading at the same time. And the Edmontosaur's weight, it's shifted. And now all that remains is a slight bump in the ground. As Tirade enjoys his life without the other Tyrannosaur, disease levels are increasing as Tirade sleeps. And so does the ancient creature that had been sleeping for years. During its extinction, it went into a very cold cave, and slipped and fell and fell. But eventually, in this modern time, the cave thawed, releasing it. Now it is sleeping once again. Tirade sees this and wonders if he should kill it, as the Edmontosaurs have migrated back. the mass breeding resumes. Now that the Deinonychus have successfully left their territory, there is nothing making them stick back there again. They have been safe this entire time. What could stop them now? And the small mammals that kept the other Deinonychus fed when they had first left the territory are still there. There's just a very small amount of them. As you can see here, this breeding grounds is no longer here, and the sinkhole is becoming even larger. Now pulling in even more masses and draining lots of the water. Can anything stop the massive hole? This is the maximum size a sinkhole has ever been recorded in history. So it couldn't get any larger, according to scientific fact. This lone Deinonychus is growing angry. As the Ammontosaurs over here mature. Once again resuming their massive numbers, as the Triceratopses cease to breed, until now. The Allosaurus and Tyree are locked in combat, and Tyree already knows this is a prehistoric predator. Being much stronger and much larger, this predator will die to Tyree. He's still on maximum health. Smaller, nearly dead Allosaurus will survive this. Unless he has... And now the finishing blow happens. Now he tries to fight back, but it's inevitable. He dies. Finally, reign's over. And that'll have to end it for today's National Geographic thingy-majig. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, because I think that's the rest of my little National Geographic thing. So I think I'm actually just going to save it using this and rename it. Rename Natural. So I'm saving. Well, guys, that'll end it for today's National Geographic. If you guys leave a comment, you should be able to either continue in Montana or move on to a new story with new predators and completely new characters. And that's all for today, folks. I'll see you all later. Bye!